very good evening to all of you. So it's really a pleasure to be here. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Electronics Maker for third edition. And you know, this is something we really need to boost the electronics mindset. And if you know, I am sure that this is well known, that 65% of the electronics in the country we are importing, right? So for a country who is a net importer, it is extremely important that whatever can be done in the country should be done in the country. Now, oil probably we can't do much about it. Maybe we can shift to solar or something else. But electronics is something which can definitively do, and that's where I think Electronics Maker is really playing a good role. So congratulations, and also my congratulations to all the winners who are going to win today, and that does indicate and give the examples to others that something is possible to be done here also. So with that, let me share with you, before I come to STMicroelectronics, maybe a few words about how semiconductor industry is doing worldwide today. So first, you may be knowing that the GDP growth, and that is our base growth, that worldwide GDP growth is forecasted to grow by 3.5%. And on that basis, electronics is forecasted in the range of 4 to 5% growth, right? So it will grow more than what is the world GDP growth. So it means it's growing faster than the average growth of, let's say, the economy. But if you know that semiconductor this year is going to grow, depending upon the analysts, different numbers, but 12 to 17%. So 12 to 17% of semiconductors growth over a growth of electronics of 4 to 5% is really big. Now, what is happening? How come semiconductors, which feeds into electronics, is going to grow more than, and not just by 1-2 percentage points, by a factor more than electronics? So what is really the reason behind it? One key reason, and there are a couple of others, but one key reason is the content of semiconductors in electronics is growing up. About a decade and a half back, this was close to 20%. Today, it is forecasted around 28 to 29%. So it means 30% semiconductor content in electronics is going to be there pretty soon. Why this is happening? Once again, multiple reasons. One of the key reasons is we are going into a smarter and smarter world. And we can feel from any presentation we see here that our dimension is smarter, cognitive, products, services, self-aware, AR, VR, artificial intelligence, whatnot. So that's where smartness is the driver. And that's where semiconductor actually comes in handy. What we call smart. In our view, there are three things we need to have if we can call something smart. Sense, think, act. So sense, think, act. Now for the people coming from India, we knew this since ages, because sense were our sensory organs. We used to call it Gyanendriya, right? Act was our action related organs, and we used to call them Karmendriya. And thinking part was our mind or brain, and we used to call it Manas. And hence we gave the word Ekadashi. So you have senses to receive, senses to act, and think about it, right? And that's where actually we are moving in that direction, and that is what is making the whole thing really smart. The beauty of human mind is that we are not satisfied in just giving our senses to devices. We would like to also take senses from others. For example, now time of flight sensor is where you beam a laser and you receive the laser, compute how much time it has taken, and we can know the distance. We don't do this like that. And the beauty of this is that with this sensor, new dimensions open up. For example, 3D gestures, 3D recognition becomes so easy. Otherwise, we need to have two cameras, take the input, do all the computation to find out the depth. But this kind of sensor, we can move further very fast. As per some estimates, in the coming 3, 4, 5 years, 30 to 40% of the phones will be having 3D sensing capabilities. So that is the beauty of semiconductors, and that's why we are seeing that it is penetrating more and more. So let me take a pause here and introduce to you, my name is Vivek Sharma. I am representing STMicroelectronics. In India, we are present here since last 30 years. We are having about 800 engineers in Greater Noida. The company overall is about $7 billion, and we are growing pretty well. I should say that this year in double-digit growths. So we know this since 30 years, the local market, and worldwide we are capitalizing on this wave of smartness. So in these three elements, sensors, microcontrollers, and also action-oriented, it could be actuators, it could be communication. But two more things we need to make things smart, to let it work. One is the energy, like our stomach, and final one, very important, is the immunity. We need security. When things are getting connected more and more, we need security as well. So these are 5 elements. If we put together, it becomes great. And in ST, we are really happy that we are very strongly present in all 5 of them. And we are focusing on 4 verticals, which is smart driving, where like ADAS, which is advanced driver assist systems. In automotive, electric vehicle is becoming very important, and we are bringing new technology like silicon carbide, for example. Smart industry is our second vertical, already spoken about it. Smart city and home is our 4th vertical, and 5th one is all IoTs to put together. So that's where we are believing we are placed very strongly and capitalizing on this wave. Maybe in my last discussion with you, let's a little bit focus on India. Personally, I believe, and as ST we believe in India, that this is a great opportunity for the country. But we should be knowing that the waves have to be captured when the waves are rising. Sometimes when the waves are past, it's very difficult to capture it. One of my friends who is a good wind surfer, we don't do such things in India so much, but he was telling me that when the wind is there and when the wave is going up, ride it. So smart wave is there, and we believe that India has a great opportunity. There are challenges also, but let me speak first about the opportunity. When we think of smart world, it is not that me semiconductors, me electronics, me, system guys, I am IT guys, we can be separated out. It does not work like that. Everyone has to come together because things are connected together. Someone needs to get the data, someone needs to process the data, and someone needs to make sense of data. So we need all these ingredients together. That's where India offers a great opportunity. Those ingredients are present here. We do have IT companies, we do have infrastructure companies, we do have operators, telecom operators and everyone else, system companies, also semiconductor companies like ourselves have been present in the country since like 30 years. Sure, it misses some electronics manufacturing, but I am sure worldwide there are other colleagues who can bring that knowledge and ingredient here. So that's where this is really a great opportunity for this new world, smart world that as India it can capture. But I must say there is a challenge also. Always life is like that, there is opportunity and a challenge. The challenge is the fragmentation and singleness of purpose. This is first challenge. Now if we need to make smart cities really successful, there should be a singleness of purpose. We must say that city has to be smart. All the departments, whether it's electricity, water, or whatever, has to come together that we need to make city smart. Not only my department smart. Is possible if we make all departments smart, finally city would be smart anyway, but it may take long time. We can cut short the time, use the technology, and bring things together. Need would be really the singleness of purpose. The second point, and that's all, I will close after that. I believe, I graduated in 1980s. And when I came into the industry,